Prince Ascent got out a couple of balls and caps in front of a handful of curious kids. He decided to try a scrimmage, but he had no nets. So they put a soccer bench on each side of the pool. It was the enthusiastic confusion, he said, and the caps, which have protective cups that go over a player's ears well, they were particularly amusing. But somebody said, "Oh, water brassiere, thank you very much. A water bra." That was one of the first meetings of the Owutu-Winton Water Polo Club, a budding league in a tough part of the world for the Olympics' oldest team sport, and a true passion project for the energetic Ascent. Growing up in Coronado, California, he was often the only black face in the pool or his classes. He went in search of a water polo that looked more like him, and found it in the waters of his father's homeland. "This is like my baby, and it's cute because, you know, it cries and it's growing up, but it needs all of your attention 24/7. Whenever I talk about it's great." In Ghana, dangerous riptides off the country's coast have caused countless drownings over the years. That has led to trepidation about deep waters in a nation where low and middle income families already have limited access to swimming pools. When Ascent first started swimming in African communities, he saw looks of fear and panic on faces because they all have stories of someone going out and not coming back, he said. The Owutu-Winton Club has 7 teams representing 3 regions of Ghana. Players range in age from 7 to 25, and the lead includes a group of about 20 women. It had 85 athletes and 10 coaches when it opened its new season last month in Ghana's capital, Accra. Ascent said most of his Ghana players had some knowledge of swimming when they joined the program, but not in deep water where the sport is played. The treading water and how to handle the water polo ball was very difficult when I started playing, said Ishmael Ajay. But as time goes on, Ajay's club is part of San Diego-based Black Star Polo, an organization founded by Ascent that also works on creating aquatic opportunities for African and African American communities in the United States. "When I started playing, my family thought it was just a waste of time," Ajay said, "because you had to help them do the family chores and you would take a time out to go and have training, but as time goes on, any significant growth in Africa would be a welcome development for a sport that has wrestled with a lack of diversity for decades, much like aquatics in general. Even in the places where water polo is most popular, such as California and parts of southern Europe, there are very few players of color. Egypt and South Africa are the only African countries that have played men's water polo at the Olympics. South Africa became the first women's team from the continent to make it to the Games when it finished 10th in Tokyo in 2021. World Aquatics said it doesn't have player participation figures broken down by ethnicity. "I think it is vital for the growth of our sport to break out of the normalcy that it has been the last century of traditional water polo nations," said former U.S. player Jenny Kerr. The second of 3 brothers, Ascent got into swimming and water polo after his family became good friends with the family of 5-time U.S. Olympian G.C. Smith. Ascent played college water polo at California Lutheran University and got his degree in psychology. He competed professionally in Brazil and trained in Europe. He often felt he stood out as a black man. "The just being used to everybody being able to see me and standing out," he said, "and I am the one everybody notices first, on every class." It was different in Ghana, the birthplace of his father, Dr. Kofi Sefa-Bokai. Ascent's mother, Elizabeth, is from Los Angeles, and she met Kofi when they were students at the University of Southern California. Ascent started going to Ghana with his father after he graduated from high school. He often brought balls and caps on trips to visit family. In 2018, he reached out to the country's swimming federation and it held an event at Winton Senior High School, one of the only schools in the country with a pool, where it made a donation and promoted the program. What he is doing is awesome because it is so difficult to start something from scratch. A relatively small geographic footprint can put a sport at risk of losing its place at the Olympics, according to Victoria Jackson, a sports historian and clinical assistant professor of history at Arizona State University. But Jackson said decisions about what sports to include are hard to predict and reflect politics, relationships, and subjectivity. Jackson said an all-black water polo team at the Olympics could have a profound effect on the sport. I mean, it is that quote, right, you can be what you can see, that S effort in Ghana has attracted attention in some prominent corners of the sport. KA7, a company that sells swimsuits and other water polo gear, has shipped over goals and other equipment. Caird and five-time U.S. Olympian Tony Azevedo also have donated equipment, and former USA water polo high-performance director John Abdu did a Zoom training session for referees. "This is something where everyone can see, hey, look, this is happening," said Wolf Wigo, a three-time U.S. Olympian. "It is not just one black person in a pool with 12 white teammates. Or two, it is a whole pool full of all black athletes, all playing water polo." Asante, whose full name is Prince Kofi Asante Sethabokai, hustles to keep the project afloat, making the most of his connections in the sport and a GoFundMe page. But the way Asante sees it, he has already won. He is helping promote water safety in Ghana and his native Southern California, a major issue for black communities. He helped teach swimming lessons to children of Somali refugees at a San Diego IMCA last year. "I just wanted to play the game," he said, but now he also dreams of Ghana competing at the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. The most plausible route would run through the Africa Continental Qualification Tournament, but the next step is likely some of Ghana's players joining American college programs. Asante also said he plans to field an under-12 team at a water polo festival in Italy in June. Los Angeles looks like a long shot, but Asante has a plan and he already has traveled a long way. "My face is in front of a portrait, so I don't see the full picture, so I am able to compose myself. But that would be literally bringing my two homelands together in LA, bringing Ghana to LA. Follow Jay Cohen at https://twitter.com/jcohanapp, AP Sports, https://news.com/hub/sports, and https://twitter.